It's your personal injury tip of the week. Hey, I'm Shane from Shane Smith Law. We do personal injury work all the time. This is your tip of the week on this, and that's to keep records about how the accident impacted you, okay? A lot of times we call this a pain journal or a diary. You want to document what your injuries are, but also where your pain's at on a daily or semi-weekly basis. Basically, how often you are going to document stuff. You need to decide this in advance because what you don't want to do is skip around, okay? You don't want to document it every day for the first 2 weeks, then do it once a week. That makes it look like the pain is not as big a part of your life. Okay, so when you first start this, certainly outside of the first 2 weeks, you want to get into a consistent rhythm where you're documenting it on a regular basis, whether that's daily, whether it's every other day, whether it's once a week. But whatever you do, do it consistently. You don't want it changing radically, okay? Because that can make it look like you're basically better when you're not. Now, you want to talk about what your injuries are, what hurts from top to bottom. You want to talk about your pain levels, okay? Also, you want to talk about how it impacted you today, okay? This day when you're writing your journal, how did it impact you today? What did you miss out on? What couldn't you do? How did you feel? What are your emotions around it? And be specific, okay? Generic stories like, hey, my back hurt, that doesn't carry any weight with the jury. But if you tell a story about what you missed out on, that can spark a moment with a jury, okay? If you talk about the fact that, hey, it hurt a lot, you couldn't get down on the ground with your kid and play with them in the evening while they were playing trains, which is something you guys love to do, and your child was upset, that's a true story. It can do a connection with the juror, okay? And it's much better than my back hurt at night and I couldn't do anything. That doesn't help anything. So if you're gonna write one, you need to be specific about what you miss out on. Maybe you and your spouse had planned a date this night and you couldn't do it because by the time you got home from work, you were in so much pain, all you could do is take, medicine and muscle relaxers, and all you guys could do is sit on the couch and you had to cancel your reservations at a nice restaurant that you've been looking forward to. And then afterwards, you guys were going to go to a bar and sit and talk, and you couldn't do any of that. That's a specific story. It relates. Jurors can relate to that. So be specific in it, right, about what you can't do. The little details are very important. I encourage you to say that this is a letter to my lawyer and write that at the top. However, a lot of pain journals are discovery in court, okay? So it can be used to bolster your testimony, but it can also be used to hurt you. So what you don't want to do is exaggerate. Don't make anything up, obviously. Just tell the truth. Don't make your entries about things other than your injuries, though, okay? Don't talk about, your spouse or something that happened at work unless it relates to your injuries, because things can be taken out of context and jurors may get a negative view off it if you're venting or something like that, okay? So it needs to be specific and relate to your injuries in the accident, not extraneous stuff and other stuff. Big thing, don't start and then stop. Like I said, get that rhythm going on. Talk to your lawyer about it if you want to do a pain journal. Find out their advice and their recommendations and what they tell you. But just remember, a lot of times it is discoverable, which means the other side can read it and it may come out in court, which usually is good for you as long as you follow these tips. Hey, I'm Shane from Shane Smith Law. Hit like and subscribe down below for more tips of the week.